Give me my knife, will you? We got a letter from Steve and Randy. They gave us a knife. I want to answer their question. We brought a new we bought a new hard drive because the old one was making a growling. It's in the white box, I think.
I'll find
growling and groaning noise. Now the new one seems to do the same thing. Growl, groan. Marty's looking through my desk. That's it. Yeah, there it is. You hear that sound? That's a bad hard drive. Hey, I want to thank them. We don't,
Steve and Randy.
You don't have to bribe us to get us to do your questions on the air.
But these things are so beautiful. They sent them to all of us.
They made these. These are wooden knives. They hand make. This is a letter opener, not a knife. They hand make these. SeldomSeenKnives.com. Isn't that cool? Well, Steve and Randy, actually, the question is a good question. We thought we'd have some fun with it because we all hear hard drives make noise. What noise is okay? What noise is not okay? That's the question. Here's a hard drive. We've taken a couple apart. This is my old hard drive from my bulletin board.
That's huge. Look at that.
20 megabytes. I'm not kidding. But that's, you know, in those old days,
four huge platters.
But it's the same stuff as in all hard drives. You've got to spin these platters. There's bearings in there, of course, so that the platter can spin.
This head's going to go back and forth.
That's called the actuator. And that's moving. That's going back and forward. Let's get a little glare on it. That's going back and forth. And then, so that's making noise. That's usually the
and the clicking. That's normal.
The clicking sound. You know, I can make some of those sounds. You want to hear it? This is the clicking sound that is normal. That's the cycling of the head. A lot of times the head, if it's having trouble reading, will recycle several times. It'll go back to the lockdown position, and that's what you're hearing there. So this sound is actually a scary sound. It means they're having a hard time reading a sector. It's resetting itself. This is another bad sound.
That's the grind.
You don't want to hear that. That's grinding means the bearings have gone bad, right? And they're starting to rub together.
And then this is, in fact,
another bad
bearing sign. This will be
similar. This should sound similar.
Hear that? And I mean, that's to many of you, you're going to hear that and say, oh my gosh, my hard drive sounds that way. But that's just a normal spin-up that you're probably
thinking. There's a certain amount that's normal. This is the kind of clicking. That's too much clicking. That's not good. That means the head's going back and forth. Again, probably because of a bad sector area. I don't know what ray gun is. Let's see what this is.
This one sort of mystified me. I've never heard this. You ever heard that?
That is not a good sound. You don't want to hear that. Let's do that again.
Now, if you hear any of these noises, you must back up your data immediately because it means that a hard drive malfunction may be imminent. Once you have a hard crash with these things, a mechanical failure,
you've lost the data.
You're going to lose the data. Or you could get it back if you stand at a place like Drive Savers, but they're going to charge you an arm and a leg.
By the way, thanks to those Drive Savers for those sounds. There is normal noise. There's whining, there's spinning, there's the clicking. If you hear a sudden change in the noise or the volume of the noise, that's a sign of trouble. One thing Mac Store recommends to kind of narrow it down is take off the data cable so that you're not forcing the searches there. If you still hear noise, that could be a sign of trouble. You should also maybe isolate out the other cards in the thing and really find out if the noise is coming from that drive. If you do hear excessively loud noise, if two drives of the same make and manufacturer sound different, one's louder than the other, or if, most importantly, if there's a sudden change in the noise, that's usually a sign of the failure, and that's when you want to back it up. But remember, these things are quiet in the store because it's a noisy store.
Right.
When you get them home, they are loud. They are loud. So
don't freak out too much. Don't freak out too much, but, you know, listen to these sounds. Go to thescreensavers.com. We've got a lot of advice on hard drive problems.
We have these sounds on the website,
Megan? You can go and listen to all these different sounds so you can sort of diagnose and see whether or not your hard drive might be due for a crash.
You don't want to hear that.
Check it out.
Megan, you got the results of the poll so far?
I do. You remember the question was about Eamon Trillian, and it was, do you think AOL has the right to block Trillian? 15% say yes, and 85% say no, they don't have the right. And I graphic converted this picture. She had some red eyes. I don't know if you can take a look at that. Sarah's one of our producers, and she, you see. Yeah, and I put, her little Sarah
shows her true demonic demeanor.
Yeah, we actually usually edit those out.
This is the added red eyes. Now the instant message quote of the day. To send in your quotes, head to Microsoft Instant Messenger, AIM or Yahoo or Trillian, and use the screen name TSS Thoughts. Flavio Favila says, it's better to give than to receive. Just ask any boxer.